here.
You created so many of like the core Marvel characters. Is there any time that after you had to pass the torch to new writers and they took the characters in a direction, did it ever make you cringe? Or did it ever make you say, I wish I thought of that?
So once you hand it over to another writer, did it ever make you cringe with the direction they went? Or on the flip side, did you ever think you wish you would have thought?
I wish I had thought of guy was Wolverine. Yeah, wish I had thought of him. I don't know if I wish I had thought of Deadpool because I haven't read him yet, but he seems very popular. And what was the other part of that? Did I ever wish?
One that you would wish that you cringed over.
Yeah, no, the only time I ever cringed was when Gwen got killed. I mean, it was awful. I killed her father, Captain Stacy, in a book. And then I go to England on business, and I give the script to Jerry Conway to write. I think it was him. And when I come back, I find out he had killed Gwen. And it's as if we had a vendetta against the Stacy family. I didn't think that was nice.
Go ahead.
I was actually reading your Twitter not too long ago, and apparently you want 1 million followers. Is that true, or is that just people saying you need 1 million followers?
Are you really hunting for 1 million followers on Twitter?
No.
I don't have time to count them. I don't know. One thing I'm doing that I think will be cute. I like to take photographs and put funny little captions or dialogue balloons on them. And I've been putting some of those on the internet, but I don't know where they go. They're all in all different places. So the guys in my office are trying to set up one place that'll, I want to call it Stan's Fractured Photos or something like that. And all those photos that I do that to will be in one place. I think they're very funny, so look for them. You might get a kick out of them.
Yeah, I follow you on Twitter, that's why. I don't know if you ever read it though.
So if you guys know, he does, all these Twitters are actually him. And he does respond to them. What he doesn't know is the numbers. He just doesn't understand what the likes and all he does when he gets, I call him when he gets on his rants, he's just, 11 o'clock at night, Max, I just thought about this. And I'm like, oh my God, Stan, it's 11:30, time to go to sleep. Or he'll send an email and I look at the email and it's about 4:36 in the morning. It's like, oh my God, doesn't he sleep? But yeah, he does, in regards to putting stuff out there, he knows all about it. But when it comes to the likes and the 1 millions and stuff, it's the people at the office that does that. And when we try to hit that 1 million, like we have a campaign that we're trying to put together, why he hasn't received an Oscar for Best Cameo.
Yeah, there should be an Oscar for the best cameo of the year. I shouldn't have much competition.
At the back.
Hey Stan, with the new movie coming out, X-Men, what was your thought process of creating the Sentinels, or Mastermind in general? Mastermind, sorry.
Mastermind?
Mastermind.
What's the what was your theory behind creating Mastermind?
And the Sentinels.
Creating, who did I create? The Sentinels. Did I create them? Yeah. The X-Men?
Yeah.
I remember that part. I don't really remember them that clearly. They were big, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They didn't like mutants. Well, I had to have somebody with mutants to fight. That's the biggest problem you have, coming up with villains. The heroes are easy, but it's the villain that makes the story. If you get a good enough villain, you've got a good story. And I must have thought the Sentinels were good. Good villains, that is. Not good. They're bad.
Go ahead.
How's the Amazing Spider-Man 2 doing? Good or bad?
He showed me, I took a picture of me with the Sentinel. And I know I've seen them, so.
We went to the studio, and when he saw it, it was just like, really? I can show you this from here. He's like looking at the guy, it's like, it's massive.
Did you take that picture of everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. You've all been on one of us.
How's the Amazing Spider-Man 2 doing? Is it doing good or bad?
Do you know if the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is doing any good or bad?
Do I know what?
If the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is doing good or bad?
If the Amazing Spider-Man 2
That's the new
is
movie, right?
Yeah,
doing good,
If it's good, it's going well.
oh, it'll be great. They're all great. They wouldn't dare make them not great because they'll hear from me.
Down the back here.
This is hard to do because it's not level. That's all right.
Which character do you identify with? Which of your characters do you identify with most?
Well, maybe Tony Stark because he's so good looking and so smart. And I don't really identify with any when you get down to it. I just like, I enjoyed writing them, but I never, it's a funny thing though. When you write something, you have to feel as if you're that character when you're writing it. It's the only way you can write it correctly. Because if I'm writing about you, I gotta say, well, what would you say at a moment like this? And how would you react? And what would you do? So I have to think I'm you, right? So I have been every one of my characters for the few minutes that I was writing them. What was the question? I forgot. Yeah, related to them in the sense that I thought I was them when I was writing them. But I don't want you to think I really thought I was them, because I'm not that loco.
Right in the back there. Say it again, I didn't do it. How do you do
Parkour.
parkour? Parkour. How do you do parkour?
If you get somebody else to do it for you. You saw that parkour thing? That was great, but it really wasn't me. Not that I couldn't. I didn't want to show off.
Do you have any upcoming video game cameos?
Yeah, what's that one? Max?
That's the Lego one. He's going to be a playable character in that one.
Yeah, I'm a playable character in the Lego one. Lego Marvel? Yeah.
If you go to YouTube, you can look it up. They showed it of his character.
And I've been a character in other ones, but I can't remember which. Right here.
Stan, how did your upbringing have any influence, I guess, on your career or the characters you created?
How did your upbringing, what was it, relate?
Affect
your career?
Soccer was to,
Well, I think the only thing my upbringing affected was the fact that I read a tremendous amount when I was a kid. I loved reading. I loved stories. I'd read anything. My mother used to say when I always had a book when we were eating lunch or breakfast, I'd be reading a book. She said if I didn't have a book, I'd probably read the label on the ketchup bottle. And I think all the things I read must have affected me. I read Conan Doyle and Edgar Rice Burroughs and Jules Verne and everybody. Victor Hugo, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe. Anything I laid my hands on that was good. And I always wanted to be a writer. I really wanted to be an actor, but I felt if I couldn't be an actor, I wanted to be a writer. I had no way of knowing how you get to be an actor, but I was able to apply for a writer's job. But as far as, I think everything anybody does affects him or her. When you're young, whatever you do influences the way you are when you get older. And with me, I just read up a storm, and I lived in all these imaginary places. wanted to be everybody. I wanted to be Sherlock Holmes. I wanted to be Tarzan. I wanted to be Jean Valjean. I couldn't be those people, though. That'll come as a surprise to you.
That's excellent. I think we had some great stories and some great questions answered. All the autographs got done, so now we're going to have a chance to get the pictures. So Joel's going to sit with you. We're going to come up and sit with you for a picture.
Sit with me for a picture?
Yep.
We had 8,000 people. All right, fine with me.
Please make sure you've got your camera ready.